Hey guys, if you want to see this week's Wishlist Surpass, where I'll be filling you in on all the new makeup products I'm interested in getting and what products I'll be taking a pass on, then keep on watching. Okay guys, so first off, I have to apologize for getting this video up a little later than usual, and that's just because I have a cousin visiting from the States. So we went out for some really yummy pancakes, and we also saw a movie. Yeah, we saw Venom. I love superhero movies if they're done right. For instance, I love Wonder Woman, it's one of my favorites. I love Deadpool, and I really enjoyed Chris Nolan's take on Batman, the 3 films in his Batman trilogy. So, I mean, with Venom, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would be horrible. It was just okay in my opinion. It was a little formulaic for my taste, but I did enjoy staring at Tom Hardy for those 2 hours. He is easy on the eyes. But anyway, I really did want to apologize. So it was just hectic for me. So I'm sorry for getting this up a day late. Alright, so anyway, let's get started. Okay guys, so let's begin with a dose of colors. Now they have just come out with a new 5-pan kind of matte palette of theirs that I love. I love the quality of their eyeshadows and the pigmentation, and everything is just really kind of amazing. But I have found that with their 5-pan kind of matte palettes, like I have, you can kind of see in the back, I have the Sassy Siennas, I also have the mauve one, and I also have the Blushing Berries one. So I do have 3 of their 5-pan palettes, so you know I do love the quality. The only thing that is a little kind of perplexing, it's not really perplexing, but it's just kind of a little is that you can only make, because of the limited shades and because they're all mattes, I find myself kind of just creating the same 2 looks, or kind of slight variations of the same 2 looks. And you can't really fault them for that because they are only kind of 5-pan palettes, so there are only so many kind of variations you can create. Well, to make this succinct, I do enjoy them. They're perfect for traveling if you just want to make kind of easy looks. But just kind of when I want to be more creative, I don't really reach for them. But the quality is just amazing. But now, let's go back to this palette. So this palette is called the Snow Angel palette. I adore the name. It just makes me think of like Christmas and the Nutcracker and the Sugar Plum Fairy, and oh my gosh. So yeah, I love Christmas carols. I start like bumping the Christmas carols and Christmas songs in early November. Although I do think it's kind of crazy how like in the last, I think 10-15 years, how kind of consumer driven Christmas has become with like in shopping centers and things. They start decorating for Christmas in October, and I'm like, oh, what about Halloween? But you know, I just kind of like the kind of family Christmas spirit, and just the songs and the sense of warmth and the food and just everything about Christmas I kind of love. The consumer driven part of it, it's a little much, but I know it's a business. I know why they're doing what they're doing, but that's kind of a little much, but I just love Christmas. What can I say? Christmas is my favorite holiday. Anyway, the name of the palette is really nice, but it's the shades that really are what matters. And the shades in here, that kind of royal blue and those kind of mauve-y tones in there, they really kind of play well together, kind of unexpectedly. They kind of work well with each other, even though they're not something you would automatically think to place together, but then when you look at them, you're like, wow, they really do kind of gel together. They match, kind of like, you know, when opposites attract, that kind of thing. But so yeah, opposites attracting, that's fun and all, but you really do need kind of the shared values and that sort of grounding sense of home with the other person. But anyway, I digress. So yes, this palette is so pretty. I was all thinking to myself a couple months ago, I need to take a break from these Dose of Colors 5-pan palettes, because even though I do love them, I love the quality and they're perfect for traveling, but you know, I was thinking, oh, I can't be as creative as I want to be with them. But this one is so pretty. So I don't know, this palette, I'm on the fence, but I most likely will get it, but not this year. I'm really trying to just wait until the Sephora VIB sale, and I already have products I want to get for the sale in November. So this one, I think I'll just wait until next year, if it is still available. If not, it's okay, but it is really, really pretty. So yeah, it just looks really kind of dreamy. Very like Nutcracker-esque kind of fantasy Christmas. I just saw the trailer before Venom of the Nutcracker film, and oh my gosh, it looks so good. If you haven't seen the trailer, look it up. It looks so good. I think it's coming out this Christmas. The set, oh my gosh, the set and the costumes of that film, and of course the music, Tchaikovsky, you know, just watch the trailer and you'll see what I mean. The Nutcracker, I really want to see that film this Christmas. Okay guys, so next up is Violet Voss. Now, on October 25th, she's releasing these 4 kind of fun-sized, kind of sweet type palettes, and so they all have kind of culinary, bakery type of names for their palettes. Like, one is called the Creme Brulee palette, and I adore making creme brulee. I think I might do a vlog and post me making creme brulee on this channel in December. You get out the food torch, it's so fun. But anyway, I think I will do that. I was trying to figure out what dessert I wanted to make for this channel, or on this channel rather. But yeah, it's just really fun and really easy to make and super delicious. That's the best part. It's probably a gazillion calories, but you know what? Let's not think about that. So the Creme Brulee palette is kind of the typical warm tone palette. And these are all 10-pan palettes. And anyway, so it's a typical warm tone palette with the oranges and browns, and it is pretty. It's a type of look I would normally gravitate towards, the shades that are available in this palette. But I'm not going to get it. I own so many dupes for the shades in there. I'm not going to get it. Then there's kind of a berry skewed palette, and it's called the Berry Burst palette. That's leans more towards like modern Renaissance, ABH vibes. Also don't need that. I can find those shades. Then there's a Fruit Sorbet palette that has a lot of a very kind of electric, bright, in-your-face 80s type colors. And even though I do enjoy rainbow shades, there's something about the shades that are in this palette and how they're placed. It just doesn't kind of whet my appetite or anything. So I'm not going to get that. Now, the last palette where they released kind of promos of these images, kind of sneak peeks, if you will, was the one I was the most kind of interested in, because I was like, oh, the name they've released. They're like, oh, it's the Macaron palette. And macarons are so pretty, so yummy, so dainty, so kind of girly. And when you think of a macaron, I don't mean like a macaroon, like the coconut American version cookie, which is like really good too, but I'm talking about the macaron. You think of them being dainty and pastel colored, so I thought, okay, so this last palette is gonna be a pastel palette. And I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up, because then the shades came out. They released the inside of the palette the next day, I think. And the shades are more jewel tones, and it's okay, you know. I wouldn't mind if it was a jewel tone palette that I was like totally into, but it just also kind of left me a bit feeling kind of like nothing. It just totally kind of like fell flat for me. But yeah, I thought they really could have made a really kind of girly, cute, very pastel, fun palette, especially if you're going to name it the Macaron palette. But yeah, as you can already tell, I'm going to be taking a pass on this entire kind of collection. But this will be released on October 25th, like I said a second ago. So if any of these are kind of calling out your name, you can get them. But for me, all these palettes kind of left me feeling meh, you know? So yeah, easy pass for me. Alright guys, so next up is Becca. So Becca and Chrissy Teigen are coming out with another collab. Oh my gosh, there's like one collab after another between the two of them. I do love Chrissy Teigen. I love her cookbook. I have her first cookbook. I want to get her second cookbook because the first one I enjoy so much. I make recipes out of that all the time. But anyway, tangent. So Chrissy Teigen and Becca, they're coming out with 2 kind of holiday kits. So one kit is a kind of lip gloss kit. You'll get 4 lip glosses in this boxed set. The other box set will include, it's kind of like, it looks like a eyeshadow and highlighter duo. We'll get that to highlight either your eyes, your face. One intriguing thing about that highlighting product is that it says that the scent is going to be of a churro, and churros are so good. I love the churros at Costco. It's so good and such a good deal. God, I miss Costco. Like, living in Thailand, I would go to Costco all the time. I would just live on like slices of pizza and like Polish dogs and those like soft serve ice creams and the berry drinks and the mixed coffee drinks and the churros, and oh my god, I'm getting hungry. But anyway, I miss Costco, can you tell? So yeah, so that's cool. It's scented, it's a churro scent, so that just makes my mouth water. And the other component in this kit, or in this box set, it looks like it's a loose highlighter powder, and then you get a liquid lipstick that's supposed to have like a vanilla scent. So, you know, if you kind of are interested in either of these things, Becca has really good products. I'm sure the quality will be really good. But I just don't need either of these kind of box sets, so I will be taking a pass on these two items. Alright, so next up is Wet n Wild, and I love Wet n Wild. It's one of my favorite drugstore brands ever, or probably is my favorite drugstore brand, Wet n Wild. So, Wet n Wild has released already, for their holiday collection, 4 mini liquid lipsticks. They're in a set. And also a highlighter palette with 4 highlighter shades, and I'm just not going to get anything. I love Wet n Wild. My love for Wet n Wild is real. It's true, but I am not going to be getting any of these products because, like I said, unless something is just really calling out to me, I'm going to take a pass on it. I really need to be aware of how I spend my money. I just do. I don't have just unlimited disposable income, so I will be taking a pass on these 2 products. Next up is Pat McGrath. Now, she is my one true love with regards to like luxury makeup, and Pat McGrath, my goodness, she is releasing 3 new 6-pan palettes. They will be sold for $55 a piece. They also say they have matching lipsticks, but it's not like a set. It looks like you buy the matching lipsticks kind of separately, and you kind of the color that corresponds to what palette it's supposed to match with. It will be on the exterior of the bullet color, the packaging of the bullet itself. So, but anyway, I think that's just kind of like a marketing strategy to have people buy more of her lipstick. So it looks like there are already existing shades, but just the packaging of the lipstick, the outside part is a different shade of the component, the lipstick of the product, like the tube of the lipstick, the exterior before you open it up. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about the lipsticks because I think they're all existing colors, but for these 3 palettes, they're really pretty. One palette leans more kind of like towards warm tones, neutral tones, but there is this one kind of green shade that is a standout to me. Another palette leans more cool, but there is this nice deep royal blue that looks super kind of pretty. And then the last palette has this sort of like iridescent opal-y type of shade, which is the clear standout. But I am not going to be getting any of these palettes. The one palette I still want to get my hands on during the Sephora VIB sale next month in November is the bronze, I think it's called the Bronze Obsessions palette. So I'm waiting to get that. It went out of stock and in and out of stock kind of back and forth for a while now since it's been out. So it's back in stock right now on the Sephora website, but I just hope it's still there once the sale starts in early November. And also, kind of as a side note, Pat McGrath is doing another kind of collab with the Met, you know, the museum in New York City. And so she has the original Bronze Obsessions palette, a Bronze Seduction, oh my god, Bronze Seduction palette, but just the exterior that the makeup product comes in the box is just a separate sort of really pretty kind of artistic, creative kind of imagery that goes with the exhibition that's out at the Met right now. It's a jewelry exhibition, I believe. So yeah, so you can get that on Pat McGrath's website if you're into the packaging, but I do want to wait for the sale just to get, I don't know if they're going to have the collab between the Met and Pat McGrath on Sephora of that palette. This is the palette I want, but I do want the discount. So if they do not bring that, the exterior, I have to say, of the, you know, the box it comes in is totally gorgeous with the Met collab, but I'm going to wait for the discount. And if the Met and Pat McGrath one comes to Sephora, I'll get that one instead, but either way I'm gonna get it from the Sephora website. Okay guys, so last up is Dolce & Gabbana. Oh my gosh, love Dolce & Gabbana. I think my first like adult perfume was a Dolce & Gabbana perfume. I think I was like 15, 16 years old. It was my first trip to Italy. It was a class trip, and I was in the airport, and I got a Dolce Gabbana perfume. I think it's just called DG was the name of the perfume. I don't know if they still sell it. But yeah, that was my first adult perfume. Before that, I think all throughout like middle school, elementary school, of course, it was just like body sprays from Bath and Body Works. Country Apple. What were the two sprays I used? Oh, the two sprays I used were Country Apple and Cucumber Melon. Oh my gosh, that just reminds me of middle school. But anyway, Dolce & Gabbana has now released some matte liquid lipsticks. Finally! I don't think they have any matte liquid lipsticks, Dolce & Gabbana, you know. They're a little bit late on the game, but at least they're in the game now. And let me tell you, the packaging of these liquid lipsticks, the white kind of background with this, the kind of blooming roses it looks like on there, the florals on there, it just looks like an upscale, gorgeous floral. Not like, oh, your grandmother's couch, your grandmother's curtains. No offense to anyone's grandmothers. I'm sure they're grandmothers with a lot of style. I'm not trying to stereotype, but you know what I mean. That kind of ugly floral you tend to see and kind of, well, you know what I mean. I don't want to get into it, but this just looks kind of the antithesis of that. Looks very upscale, really pretty, really kind of gorgeous, very luxe, and very spring. And they just look really pretty. And just the overall shades in the collection are super wearable, and especially the one shade that is being modeled by the model for the campaign. I think the shade name is called Cherry, that's on her lips. It is just super kind of a standout to me. Really pretty, very luscious, very kind of sexy. I love the shade the model is wearing in all the campaign shots for these matte liquid lipsticks from Dolce & Gabbana. But yeah, right now they are available, they say, at Harrods. So, you know, if you're in the UK, you can get it at Harrods. I don't know when it's going to be expanded to any of the other countries in Europe or Asia or, you know, Africa, Australia, North America, South America. Like, I really don't know yet. They haven't really said. But I cannot wait to get my hands on at least one or two of these. I'm sure they'll be like, you know, $50 or something crazy like that. I just can't get these out of my head. So this is a product that I just kept thinking about after I saw initial photos. So, you know, who knows? Maybe they'll be $40, $50, but I do want to try out at least one. It just looks like a piece of art, honestly. And I want to see how the formula is. I don't own any Dolce & Gabbana makeup products, so I have no idea about their makeup. I can't say one way or another what I think of their makeup until I try out some of their products, of course. So, yep, that's the end of this week's Wishlist Surpass. Hope it was helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry again for getting this up a day late. Hope you understand. Hope everything is going really, really well with you guys. Please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.